Surfing. Number 21, Ben Avir Espinal. Number 23, Fernando Machado. Number 25, Ramsey Beret. Number 6, Chal Ruiz. Number 26, Juan Tejeda. Number 7, Troy Gonzalez. Number 19, Raheem Taylor Parks. Number 8, Ben Mendoza. And number 22, Lucas Coutinho. And coach, Agent Glow. Assistant coaches, Joseph McGuire and Robert Milner. And now, introducing your starting lineup for the Villages SC. Your goalkeeper, number 22, Timothy McGlynn. Number 4, Eric Gadimi Bastos. Number 3, Iago Lopez. Number 31, Van Dyke Gal. Number 6, Gabriel Perez. And number 5, William Herrera. Number 30, Douglas Dos Santos. Number 23, Leonardo Taiva. Number 8, Gabriel Cabral. Number 14, Augusto Maciel. And number 11, Felipe Antonio. Villages SC are led by head coach Anderson De Silva and assistant coach Sergio Santos. And let's give a great Villages SC happy birthday wish to our assistant coach, Jim Flores. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the colors, followed by the national anthem sung by the Villages Insurance, Mrs. Monica Ordicio.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome out to the Villages Polo Club for tonight's match between the Villages SC Buffalo and the Lakeland Tropics, rematch of a contest from earlier this season that resulted in a 1-1 draw. The Villages trying to fight for one of those top two spots in the PDL Southeastern Conference right now, and they need to get through Lakeland in order to get there. Lakeland currently on top of the conference, leading the way in the Southeast with 26 points, a record of 8-1-2. Villages SC down in third, 6-2-3 so far on the season. Sima Aguilas in between right now at 7-2-2. So as we get ready to get set, Lakeland will be rolling out a 4-3-2-1 lineup this evening. It'll be Marcus Murphy, Benabir Espinal, Fernando Machado, Ramsey Torre anchoring the back line. We've got Caio Ruiz, Juan Tejada, Trey Gonzalez in front of them, Ben Mendoza, Lucas Coutinho, and then right up front will be Raheem Taylor Parks with Gustavo Vasconcelos in goal for the Tropics. And for the Villages this evening, it'll be a 3-3-3-1 formation. You can expect some heavy offense from them. Eric Ganime, Iago Lopez, and Van Dyke Gao will be on the back line. William Pereira da Silva, Douglas Dos Santos, and Gabriel Cabral manning the midfield. And then Leonardo Paiva, Augusto Maciel, and Felipe Antonio all the way up front. Tim McGlynn taking over goalkeeping duties for the fourth straight game for the Buffalo this evening.
All right, before this matchup gets underway, I want to give a great Villages SC welcome to the Big Buffalo welcome. Give a big Buffalo welcome to the Villages Insurance Employee for your family and friends who are visiting us tonight.
Villages are wearing the green kits this evening. They'll be going right to left on your screen to start out the match. Lakeland going left to right in white. Pretty nice weather, ideal conditions for a match this evening. A little bit of clouds rolling in, so nice evenly lit field. Slight wind coming out of the east. Just a light breeze to keep the temperature down tonight. Villages SC will have first touch. Felipe Antonio standing in the circle for the Buffalo.
All right, Villages SC fans, let 'em
Waiting
hear
that
ya.
first whistle. And there it is. Antonio will touch back down to the back line. This is Pereira. And he'll play it outside to Dos Santos. Dos Santos all the way over to Eric Ganime and back to Iago Lopez back in the back right there. Back up to Dos Santos and back to Lopez. Lopez taking his time, and he'll go back to Dos Santos right there along the right edge. He'll play that off of a Lakeland player, and it'll be a throw-in for the Buffalo early on here. It'll be Eric Ganime taking this one. He throws in, looking for Dos Santos, and he goes back to Ganime, who's unable to keep it in bounds. Turnover will send it back the other way with the Tropics. Inbounds pass here, chance to be stolen by the Buffalo, dispossessed there by Dos Santos. Now played back to Van Dyke Gao. Give it up to Pereira. Pereira looking for Paiva. Paiva couldn't land it. And now Lakeland trying to come back with it the other way on the counterattack. Moving up with it, it's Lucas Coutinho. He'll play it outside here to Juan Tejada. Tejada into the box. And that's going to be knocked away out of bounds. Looks like it was Lopez there with the defense, but that will set up a Lakeland corner kick. So early opportunity here for the visiting team. So in just the second minute, it'll be Ben Mendoza taking the corner for the Tropics. Tropics have brought a small contingent of fans. You can hear them tonight with their drum down to my right. One of the nearer Southeastern Division opponents, and that corner kick goes well wide of the box. No one even getting close to that one. So goal kick coming here from Tim McGlynn. Buffalo looking to get some offense going on their attacking half for the first time this game. Glenn plays short over to Van Dyke Gao. He plays it back into the box. And Gao now will boot it out to his right. And looking upfield for Maciel, a little bit of miscommunication there as the ball lands short. And it'll be coming back the other way with Lakeland. Good dispossessed there by Dos Santos. And now a little bit of a scrum there. It'll be a foul against the Buffalo. Standing over the free kick now, Lucas Coutinho. It's a Buffalo player also crouched down there. It looks as though Dos Santos may have taken a cleat in that little hubbub there. So Coutinho getting ready to take the free kick. Tejada coming across the front of the box. He'll stop. Still no kick. Here it comes. And this one's going to be lobbed up into the box, and it'll go wide. And Pereira will just shield this one out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick again for the Buffalo. Glenn sets this one up quickly, sends it outside to Pereira. Pereira moving with it. Tejada giving him a little bit of space. He sends it up ahead to Paiva. Paiva, well defended there, unable to maintain possession. Kyle Ruiz sends it back to the middle. Now the midfield for Lakeland getting to work with it, and they'll try to set something up with the back line. This is Ruiz again, taking it back towards the center, and he'll play out wide. Now across midfield. And Lakeland on a bit of an attack. Maciel's going to take this one away. A little bit of miscommunication there as that ball went behind its intended target. Now this is Pereira playing out to Ganime. Eric Ganime looking outside for Dos Santos. And back to Lopez. Lopez over to Van Dyke Gyao in the center. And he'll play out wide to Torres, who has to come back a little ways for it. He loses his space there with Tejada playing up. Gyao over to Pereira again, and back to Gyao. With a little bit of space, he's going to send this one up the side, but too long. It looked like he may have been looking for a Cabral, but not able to connect there. Throw in for Lakeland. They'll toss into Vasconcelos, and he'll play it back out to the left side. Tropics trying to change field here. Long ball up ahead. Potential danger right there, but Yago Lopez able to get a good boot on that, play it away, and then Ganime trying to shield the ball will be fouled, and that sets up a free kick for the Buffalo. Good matchup the last time these two teams played. A 1-1 draw, a goal scored in each period for the two teams. Augusto Maciel actually with one of the prettiest goals of the Buffalo season, just a little turn and burn, landing a one-timer and then putting it up in the upper 90 without a good look at it. Lakeland would equalize in the second half and manage to preserve the tie there at home. Again, to re-emphasize, the Villages in desperate need of 3 points here, as they are currently 5 points behind Lakeland in the standings for first place. And if both the Villages and Sima Aguilas win tonight, Sima and Lakeland will be tied atop the standings at 26, with the Villages and nearby 24, but with 2 games remaining would need one of those two teams to drop a contest in order to get a top 2 spot and a playoff berth. Here's Leonardo Paiva taking it up the corner on the back line. He's going to have that one knocked away. Great defense there by Ramsey Toure. Toure up the sideline, looking for an attacker. Gyao trying to shield him off. And good physical play there. Marcus Murphy able to come away with it. Played to the center. Pereira's slide is short now to the outside. Lakeland setting up here. This appears to be Mendoza. Mendoza's going to try to play one across, but it's deflected out of bounds. Looks as though it went off the foot of Eric Ganime, and that should set up a corner for Lakeland. So, just shy of 7 minutes into the game here, and already 2 corner kick opportunities for the Tropics. Appears to be Mendoza taking the corner. This one's a little bit softer, out away from the goal, played back out, and right there, that was Gonzalez trying to line up a big kick, and he kind of muffed it. So now played back and out to the right side here. That's Murphy. He'll play it back to Javier Espinal, and all the way back now to the keeper Vasconcelos, who will let his defensive line set something up here. This is Gonzalez. Up into the middle. And now out wide. They'll find Murphy. Murphy over to Ruiz. Ruiz looking back outside. Torres is going to come in and tap that one away, but it lands back with Ruiz. And Lakeland back on the attack here. That was Coutinho looking for a shot, unable to get one, but out of bounds again off of the Buffalo. And a third corner kick coming for the Tropics. The Villages so far unable to not just set up an attack, but set up much of anything, as Lakeland has dominated possession through the early goings here, just about 8.5 minutes along. Corner kick taken by Mendoza here. Waits, it's a low drive. It looked like it deflected off of Torres and snagged there by Timothy McGlynn. Looked like it may have been headed for the net. He'll scoop that one up. He'll earn himself a save. And the Buffalo now looking to earn the attack. Up for Cabral. Cabral, the assist leader for the Buffalo. And he tried to play inside there to Torres, who was coming through, and unfortunately turned away by the Lakeland defense. Now we've got a foul. We're going to call Cabral. He had a Lakeland player down on the ground in front of him, hopped over him on his way to get back into the play, and whistled there for some apparent contact. Free kick taken short, played outside by Trey Gonzalez, and now back to Gonzalez, who will work it back around the defense. And outside, this is Tejada moving up the field with it, plays to the middle, and cutting through the Buffalo defense is Coutinho. We've got a whistle here. Looks like we'll have another foul against the Buffalo, and this time the Tropics will be set up with a set piece opportunity. Maybe 15 yards outside of the box. Take a moment to thank the Villages SC's 2018 partners. Alcott Chiropractic and Wellness Center, chiropractic care like you've never experienced. Check them out at www.alcottchiro.com. 411 Urgent Care Center, open every day of the year, including holidays and weekends, with 4 locations. And getting set for the set piece. This is going to be driven high as the attempted shot there by Ben Mendoza. No danger for the Buffalo, and Tim McGlynn will kick away on the goal kick here. Out to Gao and back to McGlynn, who works his way to the left. And now we'll send it long. He's looking for Paiva, but that ball's going to be deflected away by the Tropics and back into the feet of the Buffalo defense. Iago Lopez working his way outside, and we've got a whistle, it appears, for an injury. Trying to see who that was down on the field. And he gets up. And it's Marcus Murphy. He appears to be okay. Stretching a little bit, shaking it off. And returning to the midfield for the Tropics. So now the Villages with a free kick. Back again in their defensive third. It'll be Iago Lopez to take, and he'll send it over to Pereira. William Pereira da Silva out to Gabriel Torres here. Back to Gao. And up ahead to Dos Santos. Now back out to Torres, who was looking to turn with it, but bodied up by Tejada and lost it out of bounds. So Murphy to throw in here for the Tropics. He will. Gets that in. And taken away by the Buffalo, but Cabral unable to possess that one well. As we played back to Vasconcelos. And now bounced around the Tropics back line. They'll look to bring it up the center here. And it back again. And Vasconcelos resetting, now playing it out to his right. And back over to the left on the crossfield kick by Machado. And now some consternation. Quick foul there on the Buffalo and a quick kick by the Tropics. And a long one up ahead. They were looking for Lucas Coutinho, but he's unable to get to that one. It bounces over his head and out of bounds. So Eric Anime to throw in for the Villages. Anime into Maciel. Maciel able to fight through some defense there, getting his jersey pulled, and will get the foul. That grab visible from up here, and the referee from about 15 feet away able to spot it as well, gives him the whistle. Now Felipe Antonio will pass up ahead. He's got, it looks like Bastos running for it, and we've got an offsides call. Not quite sure. Bastos is down on the field. Again, that's Eric Anime Bastos. Pounding the ground. It looks like he got his ankles caught up in that tackle. The referee is gonna call for the trainer here. Still not up, appears to be in a good deal of discomfort down there. Being tended to by the Buffalo training staff. Now looking to push himself up. Testing the ankle there.
All right, let's get the right hand.
Appears to be Gimpy will be helped off the field here, but is leaving on his own 2 feet.
Mention some of our gold and silver sponsors. That's the World of Beer. There's a world of styles, taste, and stories. Let's drink it in. Located in Brownwood and Spanish Springs. The Villages Insurance. The Villages Insurance is not your average.
Still tied 0-0 here in the 16th minute of tonight's match. Villages SC again hosting the Lakeland Tropics here at the Villages Polo Club. And play resumes. Lakeland will take possession here. Played outside. And working their way back up the field. Now here's Antonio with it for the Buffalo. Pass to Dos Santos and back to Giao. And outside to Torres, who's got some space to work with here. He'll bring it up to midfield and pass across to Paiva. Paiva over to William Pereira da Silva, and he's got it taken away by Tejada. Very active for the Tropics. And now the Tropics working their way up the field here. Missed tackle by Iago Lopez, and Dos Santos with a great tackle there. Able to dispossess the attacker. And this is Ganime, appears to be all right. And now Augusto Maciel working with it, manages to shake one defender, picks up another, has to play it outside, but manages to keep it in possession of the Buffalo. Now Ganime back to the middle for Pereira, and outside for Torres. Torres to Paiva, Buffalo's leading goal scorer, to Cabral. Paiva back to Pereira at midfield, and now out to Lopez. Lopez to Antonio. Antonio was looking for Maciel, but a little bit off target there. Now Lakeland will take over. Antonio and Bastos applying a little bit of pressure there, but Lakeland able to get it away, and they will change field and resume their attack. And played up towards midfield here. And back again to the back line to Machado. He's going to look across to Tejada. who doesn't get a clean foot on it, being shielded off by Gao. And Torres will play that back to Gao, who plays it all the way back to Tim McGlynn, who will now try to clear it out and set up Buffalo offense. He goes to Gao. Gao looking back towards the center. He's going to wind up, kicks it away from Tejada, sending it ahead for Paiva, who's going to be shielded away. And Cabral unable to get ahead on that one. It plays back to the center, and here come the Tropics. And it's going to be played out of bounds. It will stay with White here. Coutinho leaving that throw in for Murphy. Murphy winding up, and he will toss it over Tejada. And looked like he was trying to get that one to Raheem Taylor Parks, but Torres will get a hold of it for the Buffalo. Now a couple of quick hits played ahead to Antonio, who's pushed from behind by a Tropics defender. And Buffalo will have a free kick here off the foul. And played out wide now for Lopez. The Buffalo going to try to get something moving here. Lopez leaves it for Dos Santos. Dos Santos out wide to Ganime, and Ganime back to Lopez. Lopez to Pereira, back to Lopez. And now trying to move it ahead. Here's Dos Santos looking for a wide kick. He has it played away there. Looked to be Coutinho contesting. And now here's Felipe working against two Tropics, and he'll get it out to Cabral. Cabral looking ahead. He's got Maciel playing ahead for it, and he's going to be tackled in the box. Unable to move ahead with it, but it goes out the back line, and they will say it was last touched by Maciel. So a goal kick rather than a corner coming. Perhaps the best attack that the Villages have generated so far through the first 20 minutes of this contest. As now the referee appears to be speaking to Maciel, and he waves that he's all right. Now Lakeland moving here. Vasconcelos again and try to set something up for the Tropics. Bastos gets ahead on that one, played up to Cabral, who plays it back and now is trying to work it away from Lakeland, but going to be dispossessed here. Looks to be Ruiz taking it ahead, and now looks as though it'll be a Villages throwing off that out of bounds play there. So now Lopez back in the box will play all the way outside to Torres on the Villages left. Torres to the center for Dos Santos, and back to Gao. Gao looking back outside. Here's Torres. Torres trying to play it up ahead for Antonio. And played away. Now Lakeland coming back with it to the center. It appeared Antonio wanted a card for a dangerous kick there, but to no avail. And now a breakaway here. Free look and a missed shot by Raheem Taylor Parks, who had a one-on-one with goalkeeper Tim McGlynn and missed it wide. His defender fell down trying to make a tackle, and Taylor Parks just sending it wide. A break there for the Buffalo, who now try to set up an attack of their own. This is Torres working his way through the Lakeland defense and will lose the ball there to Ruiz. Now working it up the middle, back outside, or rather into the middle for Tony Gonzalez, and Gonzalez will play all the way out to Murphy. Marcus Murphy. And for somewhere to go with this one, we'll play it back to the midfield. And Cabral with the steal there. Now here's Antonio working up the sideline. And we've got a foul back away from the ball, it appears, so the Buffalo will keep possession. Cabral, quick kick. And And this is Pereira looking way ahead for Maciel, who was all alone, but the Lakeland defense able to pick him up in time and play that ball away, and now it'll go out of bounds. And should be going back to the Buffalo here as Ganime tosses one in for Douglas Dos Santos. Ganime dispossessed there. He was looking for Maciel, but cut off by a Lakeland defender. And now they'll be charging at the goal again. Here's Tejada. Tejada playing outside and into the box, stopped by McGlynn. And again, played in, but Gal blocking that one back out. And they're going to say ball was deflected out of bounds. So a corner. And back for the Tropics here. It'll be their fourth of the game. Haven't had a lot of success with them so far, but generating the opportunities. Have to be happy about that so far in this game. Their fourth corner pending here. It's going to be kicked in. It will fly across the goal, and Lopez will let it go over his head. He will run it down on the outside, send it up the field, and it's riding the line there. He manages to get it out. It looked like to Cabral. Cabral's going to play it way out wide for Leonardo Paiva. 2-on-2 with Antonio, but Paiva's going to have to track this down, and Lakeland brings back the numbers. Now Paiva going to take it himself into the box, looking for Antonio, who plays it back for Maciel, who takes a shot and deflected up by Vasconcelos, who manages to keep it inbounds. And they're going to say offsides on Leonardo Paiva at the end of that, but great attack there by the Buffalo. Maciel getting a good shot. Nice heads-up play by Antonio to see him back there with space and send it back and give him a quality look rather than trying to take that himself while he was being shielded there. Again, good save by the keeper Vasconcelos. And now Tejada coming the other way with it. The quick counter by Lakeland. Torres puts a foot on that one, but it stays with Tejada. And that one kicked ahead will deflect off the leg of Iago Lopez. Van Dijkau managing to keep it in. And now back to Torres, who lost track of it there for a second, but gathers himself and will play it over to Lopez across the goal. Lopez up now to Pereira da Silva, and Pereira to Maciel. And Maciel, inaccurate pass there, but a great dispossess by da Silva. Now here's Dos Santos, and that'll be played back to Pereira by way of Torres, and out to Dos Santos again here on the Village's left edge. And Torres having to step in the way of that one to keep it in Buffalo possession, but now it's going to be turned back the other way. And running towards the goal, Lakeland, and McGlynn just able to keep it in on the back line, making a save of a different sort. And it's going to be played ahead now to Paiva, who's unable to ground it off the chest. And now Felipe battling for it. And some space now for Cabral, who's going to play it outside. He's looking for Maciel, who is on sides. He's going to manage to possess, but they'll lose the advantage. Now Cabral playing it up for him again, but it's going to be tracked down by the Lakeland defender. It appears to be Keegan Ferver. And played into the goal, and Vasconcelos quickly tapping it back out, but out of bounds, so possession back to the Buffalo. Bit of excitement the last couple of minutes here. We are about 26.5 minutes along in this contest. Lopez plays all the way back to McGlynn with plenty of space to work with. He'll bring it outside the 18-yard mark and send it back over to Lopez on his right and into the middle for Pereira da Silva. Back out to Lopez, looking for somewhere to go with this one. Up the sideline to Dos Santos, and Dos Santos going to try to shake his defender, and he will play back to Lopez. And now played outside, just a little long for Paiva, who tried to get a foot on it, but unable to do so. Now outside, this will be Murphy, and he'll play it back to his rear line there. Played up the right side now. Antonio shadowing and plays it out away from Benavir Espinal. Lakeland will maintain possession, but on the throw in here. Maciel forcing the kick back to Fernando Machado on the back line. And now they'll work their way outside. This is Cabral off the deflected pass by Paiva, sticking a foot out there. And now Torres working to the middle. And out to Antonio. Antonio into the middle looking for either Maciel or Torres, but either way, just a bit off target. And now Lakeland starting the counter. They'll stop, play back to center, and the Buffalo fall back into defense. Maciel challenging here, and it will be played back again to Machado. And up the middle, now out to the right side. Murphy playing this one ahead. He was looking for Tejada, but Torres there. Back to Ortiz, and back outside now for Giao. Has to turn back on this one. And now we'll change field. He skies that one out to Lopez, and Lopez going to try to move with it here. Being shadowed closely by a Tropics attacker. Now Antonio is tripped, so it'll be a foul against Lakeland. Quick kick for the Buffalo, trying to keep things moving here. Giao plays it up to Cabral, who didn't want it, plays it back to Giao, and now out to Torres. Torres, little lob pass for Paiva, nicely placed, but unable to run with it. Has it kicked away, but back to Cabral. Cabral will play back to De Silva in the middle there, and now back to the Tropics, who will start their counter once again. Coutinho going to be taken down here. We got a whistle from the referee. It'll be going the way of the Tropics, but appears to be De Silva who is down. And again, the trainer will come out for the Buffalo. He went over the top of Coutinho while defending there and maybe came down awkwardly. And immediately was grabbing at his ankle as he hit the ground. We'll see whether or not he's able to stay in the game. Getting some treatment down there. Take a moment to thank a couple of our sponsors for the 2018 PDL season. 24/7 Fitness. Tired of overcrowding at the gym? Check out 24/7 located on Highway 301 in Wildwood. Call 352-399-2014 for more info. Citizens First Bank. Citizens First Bank is your hometown bank for 27 years. And PDQ, people dedicated to quality. Visit them next to Colony Plaza or at eatpdq.com. Thank a couple of our gold level sponsors for the year. World of Beer. There's a world of styles, tastes, and stories. Let's drink it in. Locations at Brownwood and Spanish Springs. And the Village's Insurance. The Village's Insurance is not your average insurance agency. Village's Insurance in attendance here tonight. Several of their representatives, contingent of about 40, here to support the Buffalo. We want to thank them for coming and thank them for their support throughout the season. Pereira de Silva appears to be okay. Getting some water now over on the sideline and walking it off. He will re-enter in a moment. Free kick now for the Tropics. Tapped in and tapped back. Played up ahead now for Tejada. Tejada looking ahead here. And Lakeland has to play it back out of the box. Gabriel Cabral coming in with the dispossess. Great piece of defense by the midfielder. Utility man, do-it-all kind of guy for the Buffalo. And Maciel going to be tripped here, but referees will let the Buffalo continue to play advantage as the ball found Antonio, who's going to be pushed. And now they will call the foul. So the Villages with a set-piece opportunity just outside the box here. Looks like they'll end up about 30 yards away from the goal. See who takes this here. It looks as though it'll be Cabral. Takes most of the set pieces for the Villages. Got great touch. Able to place the ball on a pass or find the net if so called upon. Done a good job with that for the Villages so far this year. They've got Torres out to the side. Tejada's going to mark him. And here's the whistle. Cabral takes a step back. Here it is. He's going to line one right into the wall of the Tropics, and going in there to try to deflect it back, he's going to end up fouling Troy Gonzalez. So it'll go, or sorry, Troy Gonzalez. That'll be a foul against the Buffalo, and it will play back the other way with the Tropics. We are across the 30-minute mark here, about 33 and a half minutes played so far. Just over 10 remaining in the first half. Still tied 0-0 here in the opening period. Maciel almost had a chance to dispossess there, couldn't quite handle it. Gao plays a header up, and Torres going to shield off Tejada. Gets a good foot on that one to play it away from the goal. Averts danger for now. Now we've got a handball called on the jump there. It'll go against the Tropics, and the Buffalo will resume possession. So here's Pereira da Silva. He'll kick ahead to Paiva. Paiva turning, looking to get away from Murphy, and coming over to help is Coutinho. That ball's going to get played away now. Lakeland looking for the counterattack, but Felipe Antonio coming in, but he trips, and Maciel unable to pursue there, so they'll go back to the Lakeland back line, and once again they will set up their attack. Played up to the center here. Gonzalez plays back, and now outside on the right to Ruiz. And working through the circle here. This now with Mendoza, and out to the outside for Javier Espinal, and looking to play that one ahead. It'll have it knocked out of bounds by Douglas Dos Santos. Throw in here for Lakeland. Played back out to the edge. Ooh, almost lost that one. Managed to keep it in bounds though. Plays it off of Buffalo defender there. It appeared to be Dos Santos again, and he'll have another Lakeland throw in. Tossed in here. Played back past Antonio, who was challenging, and the Tropics will have to reset. Playing it over to the right. Paiva going to come up to contest, and he forces it all the way back to Vasconcelos, who will kick from just beyond the 18-yard line. Ganime with a head, gets it to Dos Santos. Dos Santos trying to shake a defender here. Will manage to play through. Maciel up ahead to Antonio. Antonio turns it back to Maciel. Misplayed a little bit. He'll have to go out wide for Torres. And a little bit of disconnect there. It'll go out of bounds, and the Buffalo squander the attack. So throw in here from Murphy. Looking for Tejada. Instead, he'll go back. And Antonio shadowing here, played back out to Murphy and into the center for Gonzalez. Troy Gonzalez plays up to Tejada, back out to Gonzalez, who will work it up the field. He's got a runner up there on the right. I believe that's Javier Espinal. And now into Tejada in the center, but Gao manages to get there as Tejada was unable to quite control that one. Throw in for Lakeland. Espinal on the side there. Kick up ahead and out the back. No danger, and McGlynn will have a goal kick for the Villages. Sends this one straight outside to Torres. Lots of room to work with on that left side. Torres working his way up the field. He's got Paiva on his left, Antonio to his right. He tries to play it inside to Antonio, but it is cleared away by the Lakeland defense. Gao pursuing this one. It'll be a throw in for the Buffs. Gao throws into Iago Lopez. And Lopez calling for some movement from his midfield. Play to De Silva, back to Lopez, and now outside to Dos Santos. Dos Santos to Ganime on the outside, and now to Cabral, and back to Ganime. It's a nice touch there by Cabral to set Ganime up in space to Antonio, and now sends it ahead for Torres. Had to get on his horse just to catch that one, and it'll be played out by Murphy almost. Torres trying to keep it in bounds, just unable to do so. Buffalo lose that attacking opportunity, and the fans not happy about it, letting the officials hear about it. Be a throw in here, deep in their own third for the Tropics. They get it in safely. And turning upfield with it now will be Troy Gonzalez. Gonzalez loses it though. Here's Cabral. Buffalo with a little bit of momentum, a little bit of movement here. Cabral plays outside for Maciel. Maciel, though, turned away at the 18-yard line. He's going to play it back towards the center, looking for Cabral, but a bunch of white shirts in the way. This one gets outside now to Dos Santos. Dos Santos turning. He manages to get away from one defender, and he'll be picked up now by Espinal. Has to play back to Ganime, and now for William Pereira da Silva. Da Silva out to Paiva. And Paiva back towards the center looking for Cabral, but unable to find him. And this was going to be cut off by Coutinho. And Coutinho, quick stop, managed to send it up the middle to Gonzalez. Now Gao to the outside. He's got Tejada. Tejada streaking open, and he's going to be picked up by Bastos. Manages to shake him as he falls, but Tejada missteps there. And now Gao picking up the attacker. And wow, a one-handed save by McGlynn, diving to his left and pinning that one against the ground. What a save. Moving right, diving left, and then the one-handed Palmer just to save that one. Quite the move by the Buffalo goalkeeper. And now we've got a whistle down on the field. Just about 40 minutes elapsed so far here in the first half. Players take a moment. Players get some water. A couple more sponsors to thank real quick before the halftime break here. Our silver level partners. Got Shoe Biz, a different kind of shoe store with 3 area locations. Villages Crossroads next to Best Buy, Brownwood Town Square, and Spanish Springs next to Belk. Gators Dockside, Wings Seafood and Sports. And You Break, I Fix. Why spend the money to replace an entire device when You Break, I Fix can repair it for you? Thank you once again to the Villages SC's 2018 corporate partners. About 41 minutes gone by now here in the first half. Neither team able to find the net. A couple of good opportunities for each one, but nothing doing in terms of putting a number up on the scoreboard. Torres playing this one, manages to get past another defender, and now playing outside for Dos Santos, who taps it to Ganime. Moving up ahead with this Dos Santos. Dos Santos got Maciel on the outside. Instead, he's going to cut in. Shakes a defender, plays it back to Antonio. Antonio working with some space. They've got numbers on the left. He's got Paiva cutting, but it looked like that ball may have been tapped right off his foot, just deflected slightly and didn't get to Paiva. Antonio again with it. Plays it back to Cabral and back again to Pereira da Silva. Pereira into Maciel, to Torres, back to Douglas Dos Santos. Dos Santos to Felipe Antonio, fakes right, goes left, rips a shot, but it goes high over the goal and out of bounds. Good idea there by Antonio. Looks like he had a decent look at the goal, but just a bit high on that one. As Vasconcelos watches it sail. The Villages SC not generating as many offensive opportunities as they have in their last few contests. See what kind of halftime adjustments they make. after the break, as this one's headed back to Giao, who will tap it back to McGlynn. McGlynn rolls it outside to Iago Lopez, and he will work it up the right side here, it appears. Kicks up to Cabral. Cabral to Ganime, and looking for Maciel, who settles it. Now has to battle with Espinal. And a straight takedown right there, as Cabral was tackled more in the American football sense. That'll be a foul against Lakeland and a free kick for the Villages. And Cabral taking, it appears. He sends Bastos up ahead. And sends this one way out wide, looking for Paiva. He's going to land it. Little stutter step. Takes it to his left. Goes up the middle, but couldn't quite get it cleanly to Torres, who is cutting. This is Tejada now, working it up the right. Felipe Antonio defending. It'll play off of him. And Tejada will now throw in for Lakeland, the official making them go back to where it exited the field of play. Murphy throws in. And now the defensive line for Lakeland working it up. 1 minute left here in the first half. Regulation. Long ball played ahead, headed up ahead for Tejada. Torres going to shade off. Wait for him. Now Shields. And will deflect. It'll go out of bounds off of Torres. It looked like he was grabbed by Tejada, unable to get back to it. But they're going to give the ball to McGlynn here. So McGlynn going to play this one away. The Buffalo looking for another attack before the whistle blows to signal the end of half. McGlynn, long kick up ahead. Antonio will land this one for Cabral. Back out to Antonio. He's going to push it up the field here. Manages to split a couple of defenders. Is kicked up. It goes off of his forehead. Paiva just unable to get to that one. It'll go out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick now for Vasconcelos. Good opportunity there for the Villages, but well defended. The Buffalo almost able to come away with something still off of that deflection, but not quite able to recover. Bastos wins the header there, but it's played back to Lakeland. Dos Santos defending, and now Bastos sends it up the sideline. That one's going to roll a ways back before turning out of bounds and way deep into the defensive third for the throw-in. They'll play it in quickly to Vasconcelos so they can work with some space. Vasconcelos now will take the kick from the box. Plays it out to his right. We are across the 45-minute mark here, just about 45 seconds beyond regulation for the first half in stoppage. Lopez outside to Ganime Bastos. And Ganime up ahead for Augusto Maciel. He's unable to keep possession of that one. Here come the Tropics. Oh, deflected though by Dos Santos. Now Pereira da Silva trying to work with it there, and he's fouled from behind. Another one against the Tropics. So William Pereira da Silva taking the free kick here, looking for somewhere to go with it. He'll play it up the sideline to Dos Santos. Dos Santos takes it up to the box, didn't get a clean foot on it. He was looking for Antonio. And now Lakeland coming back with it the other way. Pereira stepping in front of that one and trying to play it back to the center. Finds Lakeland again. And now outside for Marcus Murphy. Murphy working this one back towards the middle. He's going to play it over. Defended by Maciel, coming all the way to the back line to make that stop, and he will manage to kick it out of bounds. Well played there by the Buffalo striker, playing as a midfielder in today's contest. Murphy with the throw in. He'll toss in looking for Gonzalez. Gonzalez has to play it all the way to the outside, and I believe that's Avil Espinal, and dispossessed by Dos Santos. Dos Santos plays it up to Antonio, working alone in the middle of the field, trying to shake his defender here. He's going to play it ahead for Paiva, and it's just off target. Lakeland will reset now on the back line. Cabral's going to challenge, but Lakeland will begin their counterattack now. Played up ahead. Gao with a good head there to stop that attack, and plays it up again. He'll get past Tejada, and now leading the charge for the Buffalo. Plays that off the back of Paiva, who's able to get back to it after it bounced over him. And see what the call is here. It's going back the other way. The Buffalo disagree with that call. And fans as well. So another throw in for Lakeland. Tossed in, it looked like Murphy. Gao's going to come in for the head. They say he got it cleanly. He contested with Tejada, a lot of contact. Tejada goes down, but no call from the referee. Appears to be Murphy here to throw in again. He looks to go long, and Gao going to sky that one out of here, back up towards our box and into the grandstands. And a long throw in now for Lakeland. Torres shielding off the attacker, and Lopez will play it out of bounds, but Lakeland with a chance to make something happen here deep in Buffalo territory. Again, we are in stoppage time in the first half. Referee insisting that they play in from where the ball went out of bounds. This played into the middle for Gonzalez. Gonzalez looking up ahead. Finds Coutinho. Coutinho plays one into the box. A nifty little footer there, and that one will be played away, and that will end the first half. So all knotted up. No score in the first half. The Villages SC hosting the Lakeland Tropics. Again, scoreless after one. These two teams competing for a spot atop the PDL Southeastern Division. We'll be back after halftime with more Villages SC soccer. And welcome back to the Villages Polo Club. Score tied at 0-0 as the Villages SC host the Lakeland Tropics in a rematch of last month's contest, a 1-1 draw, evenly played again here this evening. And the Villages, again, in need of 3 points, trailing in the standings. Lakeland at the top of the Southeast Division, 26 points. The Villages behind them with 21, and again, Sima Aguilas in the middle with 23. So the Villages looking for those 3 points here this evening to try to make up some ground and get within striking distance of the leaders. Villages SC wearing their green home kits, Lakeland wearing the white. The Villages will be attacking left to right in this half. Lakeland Tropics right to left. Referees bring the ball back to the center. Lakeland should have the first touch here in this half. Villages appear to be maintaining their 3-3-3-1 formation. And Lakeland sticking with their 4-3-2-1. On the field for the Villages right now, Ganime Bastos, Iago Lopez, Gabriel Torres on the back line, William Pereira da Silva, Douglas Dos Santos, Van Dyke Yao, Gabriel Cabral, Augusto Maciel, Felipe Antonio, and Leonardo Paiva round out the lineup there for the Buffalo. Again, Lakeland will take the first touch here, looking to generate some offense. Both teams with a couple of opportunities in the first half, but unable to get much going, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Start with the Lakeland back line, and the Villages managing to dispossess, but a foul called. Paiva upset with that call as he thought he had an opportunity to turn that one towards the goal, but his appeal is to no avail. So now Lakeland resetting. Is going to be played outside to Javier Espinal. Espinal trying to stay with it here. This now is Ben Mendoza. He's going to be dispossessed by Augusto Maciel. Quick touch by Douglas Dos Santos. Maciel trying to stay with it, pushing off the Lakeland captain there and managing to keep it on the sideline. Shakes a defender. That's Espinal, and Antonio back to Maciel into the center, plays it ahead for Cabral, but it goes just behind the heel of the midfielder and back to the baseline where it's scooped up by Vasconcelos, and he will reset for the Tropics. Vasconcelos out to the outside, and Lakeland looking to move it forward here. And now Pereira da Silva managing to play that forward to Antonio, looking for Dos Santos, but a little bit too far ahead and skied way out for the Tropics. Gao gets a head on that for the Buffalo, plays it all the way up to Paiva. Paiva, surrounded by 3 white jerseys, manages to come away with the ball somehow, is in front of the goal, kicks it back out to Cabral, and Cabral's got it into the corner for a goal. Paiva to Cabral for the score, and the Buffalo are on the board in the 47th minute. They take the lead over the Lakeland Tropics. Celebration on the sideline, and the Buffalo 1-0 in the early goings of the second half. What a play there. Paiva, one man against many, taking that ball through the defense, manages to get it out to Cabral, and he finds that back right corner for the opening score just minutes into the second half here. Great individual and team efforts there by both Paiva and Cabral, all sparked by the header by Van Dyke Yao, who goes up for another one right there. This one does not get away. It gets settled by Coutinho, and that one's played up into the arm of Pereira da Silva. And they'll say that ball stays with the Buffalo. So now Torre is working it out to the sideline. Goes to Paiva, and a little bit of miscommunication there as they almost left it. Torres manages to play it off Tejada and out of bounds. Maintain possession for the Buffalo. Long throw in ahead. This is going to be cut off by Lakeland. They will look to start a counter here. It's Coutinho, and he has it tapped away. This is Cabral. Coutinho draped all over him, will be whistled on that one. Now this is Dos Santos working it back to the middle for Pereira. William Pereira da Silva wearing the captain's armband for tonight's match. Eric Ganime Bastos into the middle for Felipe Antonio. Antonio has done a lot of work. He plays it back outside for Ganime. The Villages with another scoring opportunity here. Played ahead for Cabral, who had a look at his second goal and just sent it high over the crossbar on the little tapper. Great play there by the Buffalo, setting up another shot. Cabral just unable to finish on that one on the one-timer. Again, went for the soft touch, and it just popped up over the net. So now Vasconcelos will shoot this one out. Goes long, and Gao comes flying in for the header. This one will find Maciel. Maciel able to settle, turns with Antonio, and unable to control here. And this will be played out of bounds off of Maciel. That was Fernando Machado defending. Throw in here goes to Gonzalez, and his pass cut off by Antonio. Antonio working his way into the box, looking to shake the defense here. Cabral comes up, looking to play that one. It's going to get kicked away, and they'll say it's out of bounds off of the Buffalo, so going back with Lakeland. So working the sideline here. And a toss up ahead. Pereira da Silva trying to get ahead of Coutinho for that one, able to shield him off of it. It gets to Lopez, who plays it to Paiva. Paiva working up the middle here. And outside to Eric Ganime Bastos. Bastos back over to Pereira da Silva. And Bastos now looking for Paiva again. Paiva turning up the middle of the field. He's going to stop. Play back to Dos Santos. Dos Santos goes wide out to Torres, who's got some space to operate in. And Torres will play back to Gao on the back line. All of the Buffalo in the attacking half right now. Dos Santos passes up ahead to Gabriel Torres on the left side. Torres looking to move inside here, and he's shielded off the ball, and there'll be a foul called against Torres, who is trying to make his way back to the ball there. That'll be a free kick for the Tropics. Back just outside their box. So kick back across for Machado. He'll play back to Vasconcelos, and Maciel challenging, forces him to kick it away quickly, and it goes out of bounds. So Maciel able to get possession back for the Buffalo. Bastos has to come back to make the throw, and he'll toss it into William Pereira da Silva. Da Silva towards the middle for Cabral to Maciel on the quick tap, and Maciel turns back. Ooh, dispossessed there. And now played back by Mendoza, and outside now to Espinal. Played back to the center. Bastos manages to take that one. Actually, Cabral with the steal plays it out to Bastos. Now here's Antonio working to the middle, turns, works his way back towards the goal, and has to go back to the ball, which he left behind in his haste to get to the net. Now here's Tejada. He plays it up ahead, and the Lakeland attack shooting up the field here. Attacker for the Tropics in front of the net, and Gao, no whistle, little bit of contact, but the referee says fair play there. Close call as Gao came into the side of the attacker there. Appeared to be Raheem Taylor Parks. He went down, but again, referee saying play on. So now Gao with it again on the back line. He'll play back to McGlynn. McGlynn again took over goalkeeper duties for Paulo Pita, who injured his arm in the road game against Sima Aguilas back in June. Managed to play through it for a couple of games, but ended up relinquishing duties to McGlynn last week against IMG Academy down in Bradenton. Now ball played to the back line of Lakeland and up into the middle for Gonzalez. Gonzalez looking for somewhere to go with this one. Manages to turn around Pereira, plays it up to Tejada, and he will play it back to his midfield. And all the way back to the back line now, and across for Machado. Machado looking outside for Espinal. Good job looking off the Buffalo attackers. And now Espinal trying to shake Bastos, gets into the box And Lopez managed to put a foot down on that one, deflects it out of bounds, but it will be a goal kick, or sorry, a corner kick for Lakeland. It'll be their 5th of the match. Very lopsided in that category as the Villages have yet to take a corner kick, but again lead 1-0 on the scoreboard. Just a little bit more than 36 minutes remaining to play here. We cross the 54-minute mark. And corner up and into the hands of McGlynn, who comes leaping through the crowd to snag that one. Mendoza's corner kick again coming up empty. McGlynn will roll this one out short to Lopez, who plays it outside to Dos Santos. Dos Santos up the side here for Eric Anime Bastos, who's pushed off the ball by Coutinho, but Bastos makes a nice play, gets it to Cabral, who will play it back to the center for Pereira da Silva. Now out to, it appears to be Paiva out on the left wing. Paiva looking back inside. He'll move back towards the back line. He's on it, and it'll be played out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick as that one deflected off of Paiva before going out of play. Paiva making another good effort there. But a nice tackle. And a bit of fortune for Lakeland as it went off of Paiva as he hopped the defender before going out of bounds. Vasconcelos ready to kick this one away. We got a short whistle there to urge him to proceed. Kick is away. It should drop just past the midfield here. Bastos contending, sends it straight up, and that header lands back on the foot of Bastos. And Cabral going to be whistled for the foul there. A little bit of contact. And a quick kick by the Tropics, moving it on up ahead. This is Victor Paredes, who's with it. He's dispossessed. Here comes Maciel charging up the field, being shadowed by Paredes, the substitute for the Tropics. Maciel going to turn back and now looking for somewhere to go with this one as he works his way back towards the middle. He's got Antonio ahead of him, but he's going to have it tapped away. Maciel pursuing, and will be whistled for the foul as that ball goes out of bounds. So Mendoza allows Machado to take the free kick, actually. Vasconcelos will play it back outside to his right. Paiva challenging, sent up the sideline, kept in bounds out on the right. And sent up the field to Tejada. Torres right in front of him. Torres with a great dispossess and loses it, though, to Gonzalez. Tejada coming in, and there will be a foul going against the Villages. Someone got a piece of Tejada as he came back, trying to repossess the ball. So now Lakeland will play all the way across, and a whistle again. Ball not set. So while we set up the free kick here, we'll take a moment to thank a couple of partners for the Villages SC's 2018 season. Gold sponsors: World of Beer. There is a world of styles, tastes, and stories. Let's drink it in. Locations at Brownwood and Spanish Springs in the Villages. And the Villages Insurance. The Villages Insurance is not your average insurance agency. Once again, the Villages Insurance with some fans here in the crowd tonight out to support the Buffalo with their voices, as they do all year with their generous contributions. This ball is going to be played back to Machado for the Tropics. He will set up from the middle back, and now out to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will take this up towards midfield. Past Cabral, and Gao with the cutoff there, but he sends it out of bounds. So Lakeland will keep possession. And that's Pereira looking for a header, and I believe that was Gao coming in with a big boot to send this one all the way back to Vasconcelos. So the Buffalo defense can reset. A couple of midfielders and Antonio making their way forward to present a bit of a challenge. Pereira has to send this one back to his back line. And now Lakeland moves back up towards the midfield. This is outside now to Machado. And outside for Espinal, but cut off there by Ganime. And he sends that one ahead. He was looking for Antonio, but just a little bit too far. The line was good, but it dropped too far out in front of the Buffalo striker and scooped up by Vasconcelos, who sends it out to Gonzalez, to Tejada, and now back again to the Lakeland line as they set up their attack. Into the middle, Antonio. It's a steal there, and he'll send it out for Paiva on the left wing. Paiva will chip in for Cabral. Cabral, the goal scorer from a few minutes ago, taken down in the box there, but no whistle. Flung by the Lakeland defender. I believe that is Mendoza back there. And now this is Iago Lopez. Lopez to the center for Pereira da Silva, and now to Douglas Dos Santos, back to Lopez, and he will play it out right to Eric Anime Bastos. Now back to Dos Santos, working with some space here. He's got Antonio. Antonio working outside on the right, and cannot get the shot off cleanly. It stays with Lakeland now as they will bring it back up the field on the counterattack. They've got position if they can hurry. Here's Tejada, and a great slide by Iago Lopez to dispossess there. Solid tackle, and it looks as though Dos Santos is down in the middle of the field for the Buffalo, waving for the referee or a trainer. We'll take a moment as the training staff for the Buffalo come out onto the field. Let's go ahead and thank our silver sponsors for the year. ShoeBiz, a different kind of shoe store with 3 area locations. The Village Crossroads next to Best Buy, Brownwood Town Square, and Spanish Springs next to Belk. Gators Dockside, Wings, Seafood, and Sports. And You Break, iFix. Why spend the money to replace an entire device when You Break, iFix can repair it for you? Thanks once again to the Village's SC's silver level sponsors for the 2018 PDL season. The Villages, once again, in the middle of a very important match, leading 1-0 over the Lakeland Tropics, who they played back on June 16th. Again, that was a 1-1 draw. Gabriel Cabral with the lone goal today. Should this result stand, the Buffalo will earn 3 points, which would put them back in the mix for one of the top 2 spots in the division. Again, the top 2 teams advance to the postseason. Even if the Villages were to win today, they would still need either Lakeland or SEMA to lose a match and go undefeated. The Villages does have home field advantage for the rest of the season. After their match with Lakeland tonight, they've got FC Miami here on July 11th at 6 p.m. That's Wednesday. And then on the 14th, next Saturday, they will host IMG Academy, a rematch of their 1-0 loss just a couple weeks ago. Players coming back out onto the field here to resume play. Just over the 62-minute mark, it appears, as we head towards the midway point of the second half. Appears that Dos Santos still being treated over there on the sideline, but it looks as though he will stay in the game. Lakeland throw in here, toss it back to the Buffalo back line, and all the way back to McGlynn, who plays out to Lopez to set up the attack for the Buffalo. He will work it out to his right. We've got Bastos moving up the sideline, and elects to stop play back to McGlynn, who played over to Gao on the left. Gao with some space here, looking out to Torres on the left. Tejada waiting in between on the decision. Now sends it long, looking for Torres, but headed back. Cabral able to settle it for Torres on the outside. Now this is Paiva. He'll play back to Dos Santos, back in the game for the Buffalo, and back outside again to Torres. Torres to, that appears to be Cabral. Cabral will work his way into the middle. Here's Paiva with it right in front of the 18-yard line. He'll play it outside for Bastos. He's got a lot of open field there. He'll lob it in and just past Antonio, who was shielded off by the Lakeland defense and now kicked out of bounds. And the Villages have their first corner kick of the game upcoming. So Cabral will take this one here in the 64th minute. Will be the 65th, I imagine, by the time he does take. And sends this one into the box. It's headed into the net! Eric Ganime Bastos with a goal for the Villages SC. Puts them ahead 2-0 over the Tropics here in the 65th minute. A great ball by Cabral that curled right in front of the goal, and Bastos, one of the tallest players out there on the field, able to put a head on it. Vasconcelos had no chance at that one, and it finds the back of the net. Take another look. Here's the pass. Bastos comes up, gets the head on it, and right up into the upper level of the goal there, finds the net. Beautiful goal for the Villages SC to put them ahead by 2 scores here in the second half. And now Lakeland desperately hunting for a goal, and we'll draw a foul there from the Villages. And let's see here. We'll take the free kick for Lakeland. It appears to be Victor Pareras. And they set up the set piece. Long pass in. Gao comes in with the header. Looked like McGlynn was going to call him off, but Gao already committed to the jump there. Makes a good head way out of the box. And Lakeland has to completely reset the offense here. Played outside to Espinal. Javier Espinal up ahead to Pareras, and he's going to be stopped by Maciel. Plays back to the inside and now back to Gonzalez by the midfield. He will play into the center circle, and Lakeland will work it back out wide to the right. Now here's Torres with a challenge. Good challenge. Antonio pursuing, but he's not going to be able to get to this one. Playing it on back is Kawe Carvalho. All the way back again. Coming up with this one up the side now, Espinal, and he'll play it back to his back line again. Carvalho swings it around to the outside on the right, and that is where Lakeland will choose to attack from. Back into the center for Gonzalez, and Gonzalez bringing it across midfield to Coutinho. And Coutinho back out to his right. And back. Their defensive side of a half for Cavallo. And now up ahead to Pereira. Pereira working with Espinal, and he will send it in instead. And risky play there by Gao as McGlynn was coming in to field it cleanly. Gao heads it straight up in the air, but well played by the combination of Pereira and Bastos to get it out of the box. Lakeland having to reset here. And the risky play may have cost the Buffalo a chance at possession. And they escape, though, none the worse for wear. Here's Dos Santos cutting off that pass. He sends it ahead for Antonio. Antonio plays it off the hand of Gonzalez, but the referee waves for them to keep playing advantage. Maciel chips up ahead to Antonio. Antonio now able to work it back towards the middle. Looked like he got grabbed there, but he's able to find Cabral out in space. Cabral now working it up towards the goal. He's got Gabriel Torres working out in space on his left. Torres into the box, sends it just wide. Paiva sliding, couldn't get to it, and the ball rolls just wide of the post. Maybe missed by a foot, if that. A very close chance. Paiva able to draw the goalie out of position. And Torres, don't know if he was looking for the shot or if he was looking for Paiva, but either way, great scoring opportunity, just missed by the Buffalo. So now let's see here as Vasconcelos sets up to send this one out. Got a substitution. It looks like Dos Santos will be coming off the field for the Buffalo. See if we can get a good look at who this is entering the game for the Villages as Pereira. And it appears to be Brandon Bartel in the game now for the Villages. Eric Anime Bastos will throw in. He scored the last goal off that corner kick, I believe his first of the season for the Villages. He'll toss this one. He's looking for Antonio, but into a white crowd there and played back to the Buffalo midfield. Antonio again looking for this one. He'll get it back to Cabral, actually off of a Lakeland head. And now Antonio working up the middle, plays it back outside. And here's Bartel. Great save by Vasconcelos. Bartel drew him out of the goal, but he makes a sliding stop. Now Bartel again playing it into the goal. Antonio can't get to it for the header. Cabral manages to keep possession here for the Villages. Bartel has to play it back out to Da Silva. And now Bartel working, and Da Silva goes down on that ankle that he twisted earlier. Non-contact there. Just fell on it. An awkward situation, but Villages maintain possession. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Gabriel Torres going to rip a shot. Sounds like it deflected off of a Lakeland player, and they're going to be setting up for a corner kick here. So another corner here for the Villages. Again, didn't have any in the first half, 2 now in the second as we cross the 70-minute mark. Cabral coming over to take this one again, looking for a second assist on the game. Already has one of those, as well as the team's first goal. Set this one up on the near corner of the circle. And this one's a little bit long, headed up into the air. It looked like it was Antonio who got a hold of that one. And Vasconcelos will come down with it on the jump. No second chance for the Buffalo as Vasconcelos waits for everyone to clear the vicinity. And he will throw long out to one of his midfielders. Tejada pursuing, unable to get to it. Van Dyke Gao plays it back up the field and is well out of bounds, though. So Lakeland throwing in around midfield. Here's Gonzalez with it. Works it back to the middle to Coutinho. Coutinho up ahead. This is Taylor Parks, and he's taken down directly in front of the box. This one looks like it may be the first card of the game, and this will go to Iago Lopez. So first card again of the match issued in the 72nd minute. Yellow card for Lopez on the slide there, coming in a little bit late. So set piece for Lakeland from just outside the box. It looks as if it'll be Coutinho taking. We'll see. He's got a pretty good line at the goal here as McGlynn sets up his wall. Imagine that this will most likely be a shot attempt, just based on the angle. Gonzalez way down outside, and Raheem Taylor Parks right there, and then Tejada up against the wall for Lakeland. Here's Coutinho. It is a shot, and saved by McGlynn. Kept in bounds. Raheem Taylor Parks goes up for a head. A lot of contact in the air, but fair ball, the referee says. Anybody's game for that one on the deflection, and it'll go out of bounds off of Lakeland. And the Villages dodge another one. Great save by McGlynn, keeping the clean sheet intact for the time being. And McGlynn now sends this one long. Up ahead, over the head of Bartel. Gao comes up to put a body on this one. Now Bartel running with it, moving over to the right side of the field, manages to get away from Coutinho. and trying to find somewhere to go with this one now as he's stopped by the Lakeland defense. Passes it back here to Ganime Bastos. Eric plays it back up to Bartel, and Bartel back to Pereira da Silva, who will elect to send it all the way back to McGlynn so that the Buffalo can change fields. McGlynn waving off his defense, sends it long out to the outside for Torres, but that one curls just a little bit too soon and out of bounds. Another substitute for the Buffalo getting ready to come in here. Can't see who it is just yet. See who comes off the field for the Villages. It appears to be Maciel coming off, and Alvaro Macias Ramundo will take his place. Maciel getting some applause as he heads off. Did a good job of generating a lot of energy for the Buffalo, though he will not appear in the box score. Played well for TVSC here today. Now Lakeland off the throw-in, play back to the back line to Vasconcelos, who looks to play it out to his left. Up to the midfield for Pereira. Back outside now for Carvalho, and back to the middle for Gonzalez. Now into the midfield with it. Here come the Tropics. Sent back out. And looking up ahead for Pereira, but this is going to be dispossessed by Antonio. Antonio now moving the Villages with numbers. Cabral not looking for the ball on that one. It gets past him. He was looking over his left shoulder, and it came past his right heel, allowing Vasconcelos to come out and tap that one away to avoid the attack. And Gao doing a great job of dispossessing Taylor Parks on that play. Cleanly takes that one from him. Now Eric Ganime Bastos over to Alvaro Macias, who is dispossessed. Pereira's coming back the other way with it. And there's the handball call as Pereira's tapped it up into his hand and back down to his foot. Accidental, but a violation nonetheless. And we've crossed the 75-minute mark, heading towards the 76th here. Buffalo looking to hold on for what would be a huge 3 points in terms of shaking up the standings. Would not change the order of anything as things stand right now, but it puts the Villages back in contention. Lakeland leading the division with 26 points. The Villages trailing with 21. SEMA in between with 23. SEMA playing on the road against North County United tonight. And should they somehow come away without a point or even with a draw in that one, could make things very interesting headed down the stretch this season, as the Villages would own a tiebreaker with SEMA in the event that they finish with the same number of points on the table. Now here's Macias. He plays into the box looking for Paiva, but it's going to be headed up into the air. I believe that was Machado getting a piece of it. Paiva turning back, and he will send it back to his midfield here. Crossfield, actually all the way back to the back line, and Gao, who plays it back for McGlynn, not quite hard enough, as McGlynn had to come up and kick that one quickly away as he was being pressured by Taven Carvalho. Now moving up with it, here's Gonzalez off the pass. Being pressured by Cabral, plays it outside to Tejada. Tejada back to his back line again, and they'll work it around to the left. Carvalho out to the outside for Pereira. And Pereira stopping, trying to send it back to the middle. Eric Ganime getting a foot on that one, and now in a rundown with Pereira. It will go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for the Villages deep in their own third. Ganime will take this one. Let's see where he can go with this one. Lakeland would love to turn this around into a quick counter. Goes to Pereira da Silva, back to Ganime, and a quick kick out of bounds, which will give the ball back to Lakeland, but gives the Villages a little more breathing room here. And throw-in comes quickly from Ruiz. And right there, no whistle as Carvalho goes down. That's Tavon Carvalho. Tavon Carvalho, and played back to Vasconcelos for Lakeland to reset. Out to Gonzalez, pressured by Cabral, and he'll play back to the near side for Carvalho. Contested in the middle, gets it to Coutinho. And now working it up the right side. Mendoza to Gonzalez to Tejada, who drags down Van Dyke Yao, who was shading him off the ball. No call, but the Villages do take over possession here, with McGlynn getting ready to kick this one away. Coming up on the 80-minute point here in the game, the Villages again leading 2-0. Chance for a pivotal win in tonight's match. 3 points would be massive for their chances at not just the postseason, but a championship, depending on the result of that Sima Aguilas match tonight. And the two pending matches remaining this season for each team. As Macias comes in, he heads one over the goalie, and Vasconcelos, great save, just managing to get a piece of that, taps it away. It'll be a corner for the Villages, but an outstanding save by Gustavo Vasconcelos, diving backwards to tap that one up and away from the goal. Macias played that just about as well as you can. Got the goalie a little bit out of position, played it up high, forced him to make the jump, and Vasconcelos just up to the task. Cabral keeps this one on the ground, plays it into Paiva. Paiva's going to send it back to Cabral. He's going to wind up and hesitate now. And now lobs it in, but it is unable to, he's unable to loop it back into play there, so it goes out of bounds, and it will be a goal kick for Vasconcelos. Another substitute coming in for the Buffalo, it would appear. Likely a defense-offense substitution, as the Villages should be content to sit back into a more defensive set. It looks like Agustin Ortiz Serrano will be coming in, and he'll be replacing William Pereira da Silva. Pereira da Silva hands off the captain's armband to Gabriel Torres. Now working up the field with the ball, here's Mendoza. Mendoza plays it ahead and back outside now for Carvalho. Now Paiva with the cutoff. The Villages with numbers if they can hurry. Oh, good defense there though by Mendoza. Able to get it away from Paiva, and Lakeland will resume their attack. Played outside for for Pereira. And a great play by Lopez there, cutting it off as Tejada was looking to land it. So throw in by Carvalho. And off the shin of Paiva goes that one on the tap by Ruiz. Carvalho throws in to Tejada. Tejada trying to work back around. That was Bartel, and Bartel played well since coming into the game here. Manages to gain possession for the Buffalo as now Alvaro Macias Ramundo works it back outside. He's got Paiva. Paiva unable to settle it cleanly as it kind of flips up off his foot. He takes a shot, but right at Vasconcelos, who will kick it out quickly, looking for Taylor Parks, although Bartel right there to dispossess. Well played by the substitute for the Buffalo. He's done, again, good job for them since coming in. Nice injection of energy, and has helped them to regain possession a few times now. This is Ganime Bastos. He has it knocked away. Cabral coming up with it and then taken away by Pereira. Paiva going to fight for it. No call in that one. The referee is allowing both teams to play a little bit physical today, although it has been pretty clean. Both teams playing pretty fair, similar to last time. Pretty evenly played as there. Bastos had another good shot, but Vasconcelos just able to play it away. Close call now. Raimundo looking to land that one in front of the goal, unable to do so. Played out past Ortiz Serrano to Tejada. Tejada, long pass up ahead. Lopez trying to get in front of that one. A shot on goal, kicked away by McGlynn. Great save by the goalie. Bartel's going to clear it. And a great play by McGlynn as Raheem Taylor Parks beat the Buffalo defense to put that shot on frame. McGlynn, though, able to get right in front of it. Great play there by the Buffalo keeper. Again, working on what would be his first shutout of the year. Antonio now working with this one alone for the Buffalo. Now he's got some teammates to work with. Tried to find Ortiz Serrano, unable to get it to him, but able to take it back from Tejada. And now Torres. Torres working towards the middle. He gets it to Ortiz Serrano. Serrano looking outside. He's got Paiva. Paiva working with some space here if he hurries. He'll play it back into the middle for Cabral. Cabral's going to land it. Gets it to Ortiz Serrano, and he's unable to settle that one cleanly. Here come the Tropics on the counterattack. Now working up the left side with plenty of space. This is Tavon Carvalho. He's going to play it up ahead. He's got Pereira. Pereira. Shot deflected away by Gao on the slide. Great game played today by Van Dyke Gao. He's taken a couple of risks, but most of them have paid off. Right there, if we were playing American football, would have been a horse collar tackle, but no call as the defender slid off of Paiva. Ball goes back to Vasconcelos. And here come the Tropics once again. Bartel defending Tejada. He will pass back. And Gonzalez will give back to Tejada once again. Tejada working up the middle. Splits a couple of defenders, gets it to Taylor Parks. Taylor Parks back into the middle. And well outside now for Pereira. Pereira centers one and just missing the head there of Tavon Carvalho. The Buffalo again escaping the Lakeland attack. McGlynn bringing this one up slowly, trying to use as much time as possible as Lopez stretches. Appears he may have a cramp in his calf. They're just inside the 18-yard lane. He's going to get up at the referee's behest and make his way off the pitch. Go get stretched out. Take a moment to thank the rest of the Villages SC's 2018 corporate partners. Alcott Chiropractic and Wellness Center, chiropractic care like you have never experienced. Check them out at www.alcottchiro.com. 441 Urgent Care Center, open every day of the year, including holidays and weekends with 4 locations. 24/7 Fitness, tired of overcrowding at the gym? Check out 24/7, located on Highway 301 in Wildwood. Call 352-399-2014 for more info. Citizens First Bank. Citizens First Bank is your hometown bank for 27 years. And PDQ, people dedicated to quality. Visit them next to Colony Plaza or at eatpdq.com. Village SC looking for an attack on the long ball right there, but it was played back away by Vasconcelos. It goes out of bounds. And now the Villages will play in, coming into the game for the Buffalo, Kerry Linval DaCosta, making an appearance for the team in green. Pass up ahead, Van Dyke Gao charging after this one and just able to kick it away in front of Raheem Taylor Parks and out of bounds. So Lakeland throw in coming. 88th minute, time winding down for Lakeland. The Tropics trail 2-0. This is Pereira. Skies this one across the box. It goes all the way back to the opposite side and it is played out. Now with some space to work with it, Macias plays it up ahead. Linval DaCosta, he manages to land it. He's in a 1-on-2. He tries to get ahead of his defender. He is straight up pushed away. That will almost certainly be a card. It was outside the box, so there will be no PK, but a free kick coming for the Villages in a prime set-piece location. A chance to go up 3-0 and ice this game as the card is issued. Ramsey Toure issued the card there. We'll set up, it appears Alvaro Macias Ramundo will take the free kick for the Villages, Spanish native, with the team for the summer. Let's see here. Taking their time here on the setup as the referee moves the two-man wall back for Lakeland. Vasconcelos trying to get them set where he wants them. We'll see what the Villages elect to do here. It appears that, or at least I would imagine that Macias is planning on taking a shot, as most of the Buffalo are positioned well back, as he stops in front of the free kick, actually plays it now out to DaCosta and out of bounds, so the Buffalo will reset here on the throw-in. DaCosta taking some time here. Gets it to Macias and played out of bounds again. Buffalo focused on wasting some time here. Now a long ball out ahead. Van Dyke Gao going to track this one down. Plays it out of bounds on the high kick. Again, doing a good job of spending as much clock as possible here. As we cross the 90-minute mark, we are in stoppage. That ball deflected out of bounds off Macias Ramundo. A couple of goals. Nothing too serious on the injury front here in the second half. So Bartel not whistled for the penalty. They're going to say that Gonzalez embellished a little bit on that one. And play on. Now the ball regained by Ramsey Toure and played back to Vasconcelos. And back up the right side here. And kicked out past Torres. Gao going up, manages to win the header, but that's found by Tejada. Tejada charging towards the box, plays it in. Gao again with the head, and this one will come out to Taylor Parks and played to Gao. Gao again clearing this one out of the box. He's had a busy day back there in the defense. Now Linval DaCosta with a lot of space to work with solo as he sends this one towards the goal just a little bit high. May have been a little bit wide as well, but not a bad idea just to send it towards the goal as he forced Vasconcelos to retreat to the net on that one. Long ball up ahead is Dylan Bartel, younger brother of the already in the game Brandon Bartel, enters. High shot there over the crossbar and out of bounds. The Lakeland attempt. So be a goal kick coming for Tim McGlynn. We are in stoppage here. The Villages leading 2-0. This 3 points would put them right back in the mix for a top 2 spot, assuming that SEMA wins on the road against North County United tonight. Lakeland will be tied for first. I believe that they own the tiebreaker after defeating SEMA just a week and a half ago, I believe. The Villages owns tiebreakers with both after tonight, earning a win and a draw against each of the 2 division leaders. So needing a little bit of help from one of the division's other teams to get back into the playoff race, but doing themselves as much good as they can here tonight as they battle the Tropics. Oh, here's Ortiz Serrano. He's got a one-on-one, plays it out just wide of Vasconcelos and unable to get back to it. Had a chance right there and tried to tap it to himself to get Vasconcelos offline, but unable to regain possession. So now Tejada able to work it back up for Lakeland, and Bartel will play it ahead to Bartel. Bartel looking for Pai, but he's going to be waved off sides. Let's see here as, again, in the final minutes of this one. And there is the final whistle. The Villages SC taking 3 points, 2-0 win over the Lakeland Tropics. 3 points in the standings for them. Moves them ahead of Sima Aguilas just for the moment, pending the result of their match tonight. But the Villages improved to 7-2-3 on the season with the victory. 24 points in the standings, just 2 behind Lakeland for first place. Big win for the Villages. Once again, a quick thank you to all of the Villages SC's 2018 corporate partners: Alcott Chiropractic, 441 Urgent Care Center, 24/7 Fitness, Citizens First Bank, PDQ, Shoebiz, Gators Dockside, U-Break, iFix, World of Beer, and the Villages Insurance. Once again, final result from the Villages Polo Club: the Villages SC 2, the Lakeland Tropics 0. Buffalo move on with 2 games left on the season. They'll be back here on Wednesday night, and they take on one of their 2 final opponents. They will face FC Miami City Wednesday night here at the Polo Club at 6 p.m. We'll see you then. Have a good night.